Alright everyone, hello, welcome to Overwatch, opening of the 10 loot boxes. Now, I actually had one that I opened up before this. It was because I thought I was recording and I wasn't, so I had to power up another box, and I decided to do this live. So we're be taking some general questions that have been sent in, and then if anybody hops in the chat, we will also be answering them directly. So the big thing here is we're going to open all 10 of these loot boxes in a row and see exactly what we get. The other thing that I thought I'd do to kind of give us a little bit, it's still a little bit loud. Just pop that down just a little bit more. Just one. There we go. All right, so one of the other things I thought would be interesting is to see if, and this has been confirmed to not be an issue, but I thought I'd just do it once more. My leveling up to 12 has been entirely on Tracer. So we'll see if this actually plays into whether or not we get more Tracer loot. I've been told that this is not working at all, but you know, we figured, what the hell, might as well see if it holds any bearing. So here we go. We're going to open up these 10 loot boxes in a row. Alright, spray, voice line, player icon, spray paint. Alright, cool. Oh, I believe this is a new highlighted intro, spray paint, new skin, and a player icon. Alright, we got currency. That's weird. We got spray, we got a jar of peanut butter, and we got another spray. And we got another highlight intro, another spray, 512 spray, and another spray. We're getting lots of sprays here. Alright, we got yet another spray, another player icon, and a new voice line for Soldier, or whatever his face is. Oh, whoa, I see a yellow. Oh, look at that. There we go. All right, new skin for, I don't know why I don't get the Joker thing. He's not really a comedian. It's a little crazy, so I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe all clowns are actually crazy. All right, currency, spray, player tag. Cool. A few more to go here. A victory pose, skin, spray. Oh, another epic. There we go. Another skin. Two skins. Nice. Okay, spray. Alright, skin. No, victory pose. Alright, spray. Voice line. Cool. I like both of these characters here. I think I'll be playing them quite a bit here in the future. Got one more box. Here we go. Let's see what we get. 10th one in a row. A victory pose, a spray, another icon, and a voice line. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to go over this stuff here again. And while we talk about what is the main difference between this game, Overwatch, and Battleborn. Yeah, Genie is pretty good. The biggest difference between these two games is the amount of stuff you can do and polish. Both of them are fairly well polished, and we did do a couple live streams of Battleborn about a week or so two ago, and I gotta say that as far as the polish goes, let's just approach this first. The polish of the game, and wouldn't you know, I got like 0 Tracer items. Where is she? Where's my Tracer girl? Really? Oh, there she is. No, I got 1 spray. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, quite possibly this ruled in, if you play only one character, the chances of unlocking something on that one character pretty much next to nothing. So, alright, that's hilarious. So from the polish aspect, this Overwatch is very, 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 very polished. Why is it so much more polished than most other games that come out? Well, one, it's from Blizzard. Blizzard has a tendency to try and polish up their games. Two, they've spent probably close to 8. I'd say between 7 to 8 years on this game's engine. Like, this was supposed to be Titan, this big brand new MMO. That kind of fell through, so they ended up going with, they didn't really feel. I think they realized that MMOs were kind of going a little bit out of style, mainly due to the fact that most of them are so bloody repetitive, and nobody's taking a lot of big chances, and the ones that are taking big chances are taking the really bad chances. We haven't seen a lot of companies do what would have been smart. So Blizzard, seeing this, said, well, let's baby World of Warcraft some more. Let's make that really the only biggest MMO ever, and we'll just make this game and kind of compete with League of Legends and Team Fortress, stuff like that, to kind of create this new MOBA-ish arena killer kind of thing. So that's why this game is so polished, and it really, really is. I play this at very high graphics on a rig that is still very good, but I have played other newer games that just chug on my rig. For example, Ark, can't play Ark almost at all. I get 1 frame rate every second. That's due to a connection between my processor and my graphics card, and for over a year, Ark has said, yeah, well, it's only bothering like 0.1% of the population, so we don't really care. So those kinds of things, polish is really, really important, and it certainly helps when you get stuff that when you spend time creating the engine to make it worthwhile. So that's kind of good, and we like that. So now, what is the content difference between this game and Battleborn? The biggest content difference is that this game has literally maybe 3 types. There's run around, shoot people with like a capture objective, run around, shoot people with a push objective. That's pretty much it. There is very limited things that you can do in this game right now that make it super diverse. And that's not a bad thing. People need to realize that League of Legends and other, Dota and those games, they have one map with essentially one meta that runs from year to year, and then that's it. That's all there is to it. So, this is not necessarily a bad thing having it done this way, but in all honesty, we're going to see if this manages to hold water, or if they're going to introduce more newer content, maybe some bots, maybe some by bots I mean like kind of like the new MOBA style, where you gotta push lanes and stuff like that. So we'll see. I kind of doubt it for this one. I think they're just gonna do this, and the existing bots are not very smart. They don't really strategize very well. So that's probably not going to happen, because of the issues that they'll run into with the minions and whatnot. So we'll see, but for the most part, Battleborn really has a leg up on this game, as far as like story content and what you can do. Now, the thing that Overwatch has up on Battleborn is definitely the characters. There's 2 big lists on both games, a lot of different characters that you can choose from. But in all honesty, I think people are going to be able to connect with these characters a little bit more than they're going to connect with characters from Battleborn. So the personalities there. And one of the big reasons for this is that almost all of these characters, with the exception of a very small few of them, Bastion and you probably throw in Winston, but I'm sure somebody's going to be able to pull off a cosplay of Winston and Roadhog for sure. The cosplay factor, really connects in where you can connect with a character, where you can dress up as a character. It extends the life of these kinds of games. So this is good. This is something that we look forward to, and that we as the consumers of these products enjoy very, very much, is when we can get this kind of like connection to these characters. So these characters a little easier to connect with. The play style is very much similar between the two games. The one thing that this game and Battleborn really dropped the ball on is melee, for our exclusive melee companions, and champions or heroes, or whatever you want to call them. I have found melee in these games to be utterly ridiculous. Primarily because not so much for this guy, but there is a character or two in Battleborn where you're in first person, you're short, you're small, and you have arms all over the place on the screen. And then once you start in the swinging, and once you realize that you actually, in order to make sure that you land hits, you actually have to be inside somebody else's graphics. Well, it pretty much falls to barely being able to see what you're doing. And I really think, and I really, really encourage that these games look into making it third person for melee only characters, especially like this guy here. You really need to see what's going on, and they kind of have that when he does one of his abilities. You kind of get a third person aspect view of it, but they should really consider doing these very, very important things, because when you're running around as Genie here and you're trying to melee people, it just doesn't work very well. It's very difficult to see what's going on, and that's not a player skill thing. That's just a simple, there's too many things on the screen to see at once, and you're inside, say you're playing this guy Genie, and you're going melee on Roadhog. Well, you're not going to be able to see jack nothing even remotely around Roadhog, and yeah, that's more or less lifelike, but that does not conduce for good play style and longevity of those kinds of characters. So there's some minor issues. These are minor issues which may or may not be fixed in a very short amount of time, and Battleborn suffers from those problems a lot more than this game does. So Overwatch definitely has its a whole shoulders and head above Battleborn in that respect with the characters. I think these characters are much more connectable. They're definitely very easy to cosplay, and they're very enjoyable as far as their stories and as far as being able to connect with your favorite characters, because of I really enjoy this aspect of this character, and you can enjoy them. If you enjoy them more, that's better. And yeah, there we go. All right, that's cool. That's cool. We gotcha. So yeah, lots of fun. Both of these games are very fun. They're like League of Legends in the sense that if you play it for 5 minutes, that's pretty much the game. You play one round, that's pretty much all there is to it. But because you're playing player versus player, because there's always a different leveling of skill, because there's so many characters, your challenge and your event that happens in each game is always going to be different, is always going to be very unique, very different, very, very interesting. So, back to the count. That was for 10 boxes, we got one legendary skin. That's this guy here. And we've got, I think we got about 3 purple skins and about 3 blue skins. So per 10 boxes, you'll be lucky if you can get one legendary skin. Both this game and Battleborn, Overwatch and Battleborn, both have done the same thing when it comes to these loot boxes and getting skins and unlocking things. And I think they built that in because they know that they're probably going to switch it to free to play within a couple months. I'm very positive that Battleborn is going to go free to play. That $80 price tag for Battleborn is huge. This game comes in at about 60. For a lot of people wanting to get into this kind of game, they're going to drop $60 on this type because they look so identical. Before they even consider doing that. So the one other thing as far as the gameplay that this game has going for Overwatch is it's got a custom mode where you can play with a lot of the different things in it, which is really cool, and I think that'd be a really solid idea. Plus the fact that they could expand on those rules and mess with things like time. I'd love to see a game played at like half-time speed, and everybody running around with snipers. I think that'd be hilarious. Maybe even throw in a little bit of the super hot thing where the faster everybody moves, the faster time moves. So that'd be really interesting. So there's some cool concept stuff that the community will definitely build on with these games, and Overwatch has seen to incorporate that early on, where Battleborn was like, we have story missions for you, and then we have MOBA maps for you, and then we also have regular arena kills for you. So there's all those basic things. You can kind of just make a quick assumption on where that's going to go in the future. Basically, I think it's going to boil down to the fact that one, if not both of these games, are going to go free to play probably before the end of the year, just to kind of help build on its momentum. But as we've seen, gaming companies, when they release a product that they make you pay for, and then later on they release it free to play, they're not really punished for that. The last couple of years has definitely shown that you can do that easily, and for a lot of companies, it gives them a double bonus to their bank accounts. So why not do it? So that's, I think, really where they're going to come from here, because for sure on that. So I'm just going to show everything that we got. I'm not necessarily sold that these games are going to become the next big esports thing. I think there's definitely a window for it, but some of the way that esports works is it's based on the amount of people who play the game. So these games are only going to become esports if they are played by a lot of people, because most people do not watch an esport that they have no interest in playing or are not familiar with at all. So they have to maintain a heavy population in order to make them go move in a direction of being really centered on growing that community. So all right, so you can, I do believe you can buy this stuff actually. So that's with the coins that you earn from the boxes. So that's pretty cool. Winston. That's funny. All right, so that's basically my thoughts on the game so far. Basically, it boils down to the fact that it is very, very well polished. It is very much a team game. I really do appreciate what Blizzard has done with the encouraging team and cooperation. I have yet to encounter anybody who's been toxic or salty on my own team. I've not encountered that at all. Oops. Never die. Sorry. And they don't audio lines. Go. Shut up. Okay, there we go. So encouraging positive gameplay has been something that Blizzard's done pretty well in this, I think. And I mean, we'll see how toxic the community gets over time, but I'm really appreciative. Why did I do the voices again? I'm really appreciative of their attempt to bring in more civility by encouraging players, when you finish a game, you can upvote people for doing cool things, and that's it's presented to you in a good way. I think it's really going to help the community keep growing. So we had a couple questions people had been asking me before, based on these games, like between Paragon, between Battleborn, between Paladins, which we've played a lot. Where are all these games going? Which ones are going to succeed? Which ones are going to fail? And basically, it boils down to how polished the game is, how connected you bring your players into your characters. I have no interest in playing a game where I'm presented with a character that I have absolutely no interest in playing with. And that's how a lot of the gaming community works. There's lots of examples where when you force a player to play one type of character and they're not really that interesting, most people tend to go, meh. One of the bigger complaints of some of the bigger RPGs is like, why do I want to play an old white guy? Like, I don't really feel like I'm connected to this world because I have no experience with this world that the character is in whatsoever. So, convince me to play based on the characters that you give me. And then when you give them a really flat character that is not interesting to them at all, why would they play the game? So, as far as that goes, a bigger box of heroes obviously increases the chance of connecting with, connecting with a character. I can say right now, I like her. I'm not going to try and pronounce these names because they're horrible. She's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Bastion, hilarious, love him. He's like R2D2 or B2. He's so cute and funny with his beeps and his sad beeps, and that makes me like this character. Like this guy, he's pretty awesome. He's a lot like Mordekaiser from League. Tracer's lots of fun. Save the butt, Tracer. Never forget, save the butt. Other than that, not really interested in that many of the other characters, but I mean, there's enough here that's interesting. In Battleborn, I only have one character that I can actually stand to play for long periods of time because they don't either say completely stupid things that eventually get on my nerves. That game has very great comedy in the characters. They're very funny the first couple times you play them. After playing them for a really long period of time, my personal preference is to really connect in with one or two characters at most, really get to know them. Like in League of Legends, I main 5 characters. I have never ever played, especially competitively, the vast majority of those characters. I have played them all in like practice matches and in ARAM, stuff like that. But in all honesty, I have no desire to play the vast majority of League champions. I have 5 characters that I will always, that I really, really love, that I really connect with really, really well, and that I can easily power to gold with without a team, just playing to have fun. And I can get to gold competitively on those 5 characters, and it's easy. It's great. And that's good when you have that, because when you don't have that and you've got all these characters that are not interesting, people will not play your game. So Blizzard's done a pretty good job here. There is a big list in Battleborn, and I'm sure, I'm quite picky when it comes to my characters, so I'm sure there's more characters in Battleborn that you can connect with as well. So well, that's a basic overview of the characters, and basically a quick overview on the Battleborn versus Overwatch, just a general quick overview. We can get into gameplay, and we'll probably do that here right away. We're going to do a very narrow, where we pick apart both games as far as the gameplay goes, and as far as like, how do you win at this game and stuff like that. We're gonna have a video on Overwatch, how to win at Overwatch, how to be good at Overwatch. We're going to put that out in a couple of days here. So if you guys have any questions, please always tweet them, leave them in the comments, and as always, like and subscribe. It helps us out so very, very much. Thank you for tuning in. If you're having fun with Overwatch, please also comment on that in the comments. We want to know, you know, kind of where the community's at with playing these games, if they like them, if they don't. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.